Hi everyone, this is Jadu from Property Frameworks Buyers Agency, and today I want to talk about the 6 things that you should not do when investing in property. So, number one, don't buy apartments. Apartments do not have a land component, and you know that it's the land component that increases in value. Apartments also don't have that scarcity factor, so there's never really any price pressure on an apartment because there's so many of them being built. Number two, don't buy off the plan apartments. So, off the plan apartments are actually more riskier than a standard apartment for these reasons that I'm going to talk about now. So, the first reason is that change in market value between the time you sign the contract and the time by which the apartment has finished construction. So let's say on the contract you put in $450,000, and when the apartment has finished construction, the apartment is now only worth $400,000 because of a change in market condition. So in this scenario, the bank will only lend you up to $400,000, and that means that $50,000 will have to come out of your own pocket. Even if the markets don't change, banks usually see this type of dwellings as high risk because they know that there are more apartments coming up in this area, and therefore they don't lend you as much. And in that scenario, you still have to put money out of your own pocket. Okay, the second reason is that if there's a change in your personal circumstance, for example, you lose a job, or your partner suddenly goes on maternity leave during that 2-year period, the banks will not approve that loan. And because of that, you would lose your initial deposit. And the last reason is that with off the plan, you initially have a design on paper, and the final output might not match the exact design that was initially shown to you. So you can't do anything about these differences as well. So those are the risks with off the plan. So don't buy off the plan apartments. The third one is house and land packages. So don't buy house and land packages. Very simple. It's because these house and land packages are mainly built on the fringes of capital cities where there's lots of land available. And because there's a lot of land available, there's a lot of stock coming into the market, a lot of house and land packages coming into the market at the same time. And because of that, there's no price pressure on these properties. At the same time, you find that these house and land packages have smaller land sizes, and the land to asset ratios are usually much lower. Okay, now let's get to point number 4. Don't buy by feeling. Some people buy into an area just by feeling. They just think that because it's near to this blue chip suburb, and because of that, I'm just going to buy there, and the property is going to increase in value. Or they listen to a real estate agent who says, this and this is coming into this suburb, and because of that, it's going to boom. So there is no real analysis being done here. You're not looking at the big picture. You're just looking at one particular point and making a decision, and that might not always be correct. So don't go by feeling. The next one, point number 5. Don't buy something that is too heavily negatively geared. Some people buy properties in blue chip locations thinking that they would go up in value while they're being heavily negatively geared, and that affects their cash flow. So there's not much cash flow coming in from this property, and the investor is hoping that the property is going to go up in value at some point. The word here is hoping. We don't really know if this is going to go up. We're just hoping that it'll go up. And at the same time, you're losing a lot of money from the property year by year. Banks don't view this favorably. When they see that you're heavily negatively geared, they limit the amount that you can borrow for your next property. So don't be heavily negatively geared and buy a blue chip property thinking it'll grow up in value, because it doesn't always happen. And the last one, point number 6 is don't always buy in your own backyard. Some people just want to buy in their own backyard because they feel if they buy it there, they have better control over the property. They can see the property and they think that they know that area well, so there's low risk of buying in their own backyard. But this might not always be the case. In the current market, for example, in Sydney, if you buy in your own backyard, you might not have good growth. There could be better opportunities elsewhere in regional areas. For example, regional Queensland, where properties are still going up in value in certain areas. So you're missing out on those opportunities. So that's the last point. Don't always buy in your own backyard. So those are the 6 different things that you should not do when investing in property. I hope you found that useful. Thank you.